One thing's for sure, if we spend enough time out there on the water boating, at some point in time, you're going to need a hand. It could be a myriad of different problems. Maybe you'll run out of gas, maybe you'll have a mechanical failure, or maybe you'll catch an ultra low tide like we see here, and all of a sudden the next thing you know, you need a little tow off the sandbar, just like some of the things we'll see in this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. Our first story to make the boating news this week is going to take us up to Maryland, where this was the scene just a little over a week ago, where boaters were absolutely astonished to see the 122-foot yacht Lovebug capsized over on its side near Edgewater, close to the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay. Several vessels wound up responding to the emergency signal, including several towboats, a Coast Guard response boat, and several Good Samaritan vessels that happened to be in the area. At the time of the incident, there were 5 people on board the yacht. All 5 people wound up having to evacuate the vessel and jump into the water from the stern of the boat. Fortunately, all 5 people were quickly pulled from the water due to emergency services already being on the scene. Several of the Good Samaritan vessels who responded to the scene said they were surprised at how calm everybody was who responded to and was involved in the incident. They said there was good open communication over the radio between the Coast Guard and the crew of the vessel itself, leading to a very successful rescue. At this time, they're still working to try and figure out what exactly happened to the boat, and the owner of the vessel is working with salvage crews to come up with a plan to try and salvage the vessel and get it brought back to shore. Fortunately, in this incident, no injuries were reported except for maybe the owner's pocketbook, as this is a custom luxury charter vessel that is chartered by the week at an average price of about $125,000 per week. And I got a feeling it's going to be quite some time before this vessel's able to resume any of those charters. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Poland, where this was the scene several weeks back at a port in the island of Ostro in Gdańsk, when all of a sudden a massive storm came rolling through the port with 90+ mile-an-hour winds, so strong that it's actually pushing one of the construction cranes, as we see here, used at the port, down the track along the port wall, and eventually to its demise as it winds up getting knocked into the port itself. Now, I am not a crane expert by any means, and there is very little information on this incident other than when and where it happened and kind of the situation it happened in. But if somebody's a crane expert, let us know in the comments. How in the world does something like this happen? Did somebody forget to set a brake? Or is there no actual brake on this kind of thing? To me, it's just wild to see that something like that could actually go on. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us down to Georgia, where this was the scene just a little over a week ago when the United States Coast Guard Air Station Savannah helicopter crew had to pull 2 people to safety after they wound up getting their pontoon boat grounded. Now, I know you're looking at these images and saying, how does somebody ground a pontoon boat that hard? Well, let me give you a little hint. It wasn't their pontoon boat, it was a rental. The incident occurred near Tybee Island on Lazaretto Creek. The rental company came out and tried to pull the boat back into the water, but unfortunately, as you can tell from these images, it was grounded too hard for the rental company to get it off and required a Coast Guard airlift rescue to come in and rescue the 2 people from the boat. The rental company hopes to try and get the boat back at the next high tide. Speaking of the Air Station Savannah, they're involved in our next incident as well, which is going to take us over to Fripp Island, where this was the scene several weeks back when the Coast Guard had to come out and rescue 5 people and a dog whose boat had become grounded also. But this one's a little more complex, as an actual airboat crew was launched initially to go out and attempt the rescue of the people on the boat, when all of a sudden, as you can see the 2 vessels seen here, the airboat suffered an engine failure and the Coast Guard wound up having to rescue both boats. Fortunately, in this situation, the Coast Guard crew was able to successfully pull everybody from both vessels. The lieutenant commander from the Savannah Air Station did release this comment later. Due to the high number of people, this turned out to be a fairly complex evolution that required multiple trips to the vessels in distress. He said, "Our crew did a great job managing aircraft weight and power margin to conduct the hoist. Due to the impressive range of tides in the low country region, we recommend all mariners check tides and currents before going out on the water." Fortunately, in this situation, Beaufort County Marine Rescue was able to recover both the airboat and the 23-foot center console seen in these images during the next high tide. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out in your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. And if you guys haven't, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button.